Nimplall said he would want to stream with you. Well, tell him to get me unbanned from Twitch and we can stream. It is pretty crazy how much damage. Man, I hope one day when Hasan is like completely fallen off, streamers can talk about, he talks about me so much. If you think I'm obsessed, oh my God, there's so many people. And it's one of the things that I can't burn anybody like telling me because obviously it would a lot of shit, but he says so much to so many people, such that multiple people have like told him that it's a lot. Yeah, it's really, really, really annoying. But that plus my Twitch ban, like, obviously nuked a lot of my Twitch relationships, but like a cockroach, we survive. There's no way with your current growth, Hasan is trying whatever he can to limit you. I don't know if he's trying to limit me. Obviously he doesn't like me. And he's got like, he's got a lot of ego problems. God, I feel so bad. My prediction of him or whatever, I pegged him 100%. I understand it perfectly. You saw those Discord logs that leaked last night where he was complaining about like what type of content he should do. And he's saying like, you guys say you want games, but you never watch the gaming streams. Like you can tell that he wants to pivot and do other things, but he can't handle psychologically. He can't handle having the lower viewership. So he's like trapped in this mind prison of wanting to branch out and do other content, but he can't handle the rebuild. I don't know if Hasan has ever done a rebuild before. I remember having this conversation with Melina and a couple other people. One of the best things that can happen to you as a streamer is you switch up content, you lose a lot of your audience, and then you rebuild because it shows you that like you can do it and it's not the end of the world. And that's a really important psychological hurdle for a lot of streamers to overcome because a lot of streamers get super terrified when their viewership starts to slip. They think that it's never coming back. And then you doom spiral hard. This is Hasan talking to his Discord. I think this was yesterday. Am I crazy? I didn't watch the Ethan stuff, but does Dan agree with Ethan now? I saw this TikTok on my FYP, For You page. Shut the fuck up. I get the break the rules. Also, I haven't fully decided not to respond or not. Shit's insane to me. People in his audience that he hasn't silenced now legit think I'm anti-Semitic terrorism lover who are afraid of responding to Ethan. Limeo. Seeing Dan respond to Ethan with, yeah, well, the CEO likes him, so I guess it pays to be friends with the CEO, when Ethan was on a rant about me being un-American, broke me. I'm gonna myself if people keep chirping me like this. And then I'm guessing, I don't see who he's responding to, but it sounds like something is, somebody has to ask him about like playing different content, and he's like, I don't have time to play, man. Look at the stream every day. Look at the stream every day. Y'all chirp about gaming every day. Y'all chirp about gaming, but don't actually want to watch the games, Lameo. It's so annoying. Where's the scary game list? I'll download some, but it's not an assurance I will play. Oh my God, y'all suck ass. Immediately, I will never rely on this Discord for shit. Can't believe mentally deficient losers scream record the most annoying mother on the planet every day. Literally sub 10K, proving my point, shake my head. But yeah, you can tell that like he has the, Hasan, if you're listening, I'm giving you the best career advice you'll ever get. Just eat a viewership loss and branch out into content, into other content. You can do it. You will not fail. Does he not have friends? He says he has no association with this Discord, but he's always caught venting in there. Oh, no, he vents in that Discord a ton because they're all sycophants, yeah. In terms of him having friends, I'm not actually sure. He's like, it sounds weird. It's hard to do like a diagnosis of his character because everybody will assume I'm a hater, even though I give the best diagnoses, okay? I give people credit when credit is due, even though they never give me my credit. Started it on his own, Jesus. Hasan is legitimately probably the most clout-driven person that I have ever met in my entire life. Like unironically, like whatever you think drives him, it is like clout and networking. Like the hottest girl in the world could approach him and like tell him that she wants to brains out for like 3 days straight. And his first question is gonna be, sure, but like what's your TikTok follower count? And if she's a nobody, he won't give a fuck. Or like the most important, you know, whatever, scientist, researcher, academic, or whatever could come up. And it's like, if it doesn't directly play into his clout building, he will say no, like that. Or somebody could offer him like $20 million to do like a stream and then do whatever. But like if he can't find a way to network off of it or yeah, he won't. And I think his personal relationships are, a lot of that is the same. So I imagine he probably has a hard time connecting to people or building lasting friendships because especially at this point, it's pretty obvious when you look at him, like what's going on. And when the illusion has been broken, it's harder to form real friendships because now everybody's looking at you sideways. And I think, but I could be wrong, But I think this Ethan thing is probably going to f them a lot because now most of the people seeing the Ethan stuff probably don't know me and Hasan's past. But as it gets brought up more, you see Hasan running through the exact same playbook, right? Wow, I don't know why this guy's talking about me. He's lying about me so much. I can't believe he would say this. Like, none of this is true. Like, he's just crazy, man. He needs to take a mental health check day. But Hasan's like done these like same patterns with a lot of people. Or not a lot of people, I guess, but at least me and Ethan. And the most annoying thing too is to decently nice people. Like Ethan is a really nice guy. Ethan took a lot from Hasan. Ethan's way nicer than I am. Ethan took a lot from Hasan before he finally came back and started saying shit. I'm willing to always let bygones be bygones. I'm probably one of the least grudge-holding people in the world, especially if I know if we can do content. Like, I generally won't care. I've probably forgiven more people that have like fucked me than any other on the planet. So the fact that Hasan can't maintain like those relationships is crazy. Honestly, if he took a politics break into streaming, I'd watch. But Duda is going to unironically have a freak out when you reach 1 million subs. Oh, maybe, I don't know. That stream where Ethan was sick and talking heart to heart with Hasan, but Hasan was literally just farming him for clips and laughing at him. It was so disgusting to look at. Yeah, it's actually, yeah. If you don't know what's going on, it's hard to see it, but like, I was gonna say is I don't know if it's an autism thing, but to be fair, being on a set is different. Like if somebody was doing that to me and I was just like staring at stream trying to farm clips, but I don't know on set, would you like really look over at a person? I don't know, maybe. But regardless of the physical disposition, he was definitely farming chat while Ethan was like trying to have a heart to heart, which was pretty, yeah, ugh. The thing is, Hasan is like very popular in his arena, but he doesn't stray very far. I think it's because he can't handle pushback. But I mean, I could be wrong on that. Maybe there's another reason. But I don't ever hear him talk like streaming strategy or talk business. So it's hard for me to say for sure, right? Maybe he has like another reason why, but he's very popular within Twitch, but he's a very hard time branching outside of it. So he won't go on challenging podcasts or do much outside of like the communities that he's in and can exert a great deal of influence over, right? Like that's really, really, really important. He has to be able to kind of control the communities that he's in to control the perception or narrative of him. And then if he can't, he has no desire to participate. It seems to be that way at least. That's why I said before, bro, I couldn't believe this. Oh my God. If I had Hasan's body, dude, if Hasan would have done the red pill arc, Hasan would be like the president of Peru. He would be so famous if Hasan would have been like, could you imagine like a progressive woke dude on like Fresh and Fit, like this 6'4" Grecian guy, like this huge guy, like just dogging on Myron, and it would be unbelievable content. It would be unbelievable content. But he couldn't do it because he can't go on places where he doesn't have control over the audiences and where he's going to get too much pushback. And it's so sad. I'm like, dude, this is your time. His frat laugh would go mega viral. Yeah, true. Yeah, that time he had Christian Walker on, that was rough. Dude, Willie Mack was rough. I feel that's so weird. Holy shit. Not to knock Willie Mack or anything, but like, how is Willie Mack taking on Hasan in a Israel-Palestine debate? Jesus. I feel good watching Hasan's burn. Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of good feeling on it, sure, yeah. Although I will say the biggest issue that I have, the biggest worry or irritation I have is just that he is a radical actor that is just brainwashing like so many young people on that platform with absolutely no pushback. And then he gets into he sneaks into other communities and he tries to do it too, like that whole Nick shit. And he did it with Ethan's audience. That's just really, 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 really gross. I don't like that. Any regret about not pushing back against Hasan while you were on Twitch? Any regret? I think we did a bit. The one thing I regret, I hate that I'm still learning all these things. I feel like at some point you should just know it all. One thing that I am never going to let people do again, I'll just perm ban for it, because it's a culture thing and you have to set the culture, is letting people call you obsessed. That's just such a great way to escape all accountability for your political opinions. I will never, ever, ever let that work. I will never, ever, ever let somebody do that again. Unless it's like genuinely like, I think in some cases it applies. Like if you're reposting constantly, like, oh, look at this like 5 retweet tweet, or look at this tweet with like 16 likes. In that case, then it's like, oh, okay, hold on, this is dumb. You're obsessing over like, this person's completely irrelevant. But for when large, huge figures, like some of the largest figures in media are like, I can't believe this guy talks about my takes so much, he's so obsessed. I'll never, ever, I'll be like, yeah, never, ever, ever gonna let that fly again. Like, no, you're a huge media figure. It's fair to cover you. Yeah. Do you think there'll be any blowback from the podcast episode with Wes? No. Has Mike from PA ever been on Hasan's stream? I think he was on Hasan's stream like twice, like once or twice. But there's like a, I don't know if this applies to Hasan. I'm trying to think. Why doesn't Hasan like less clouded people? I think it is. So one of the unfortunate things about being a cam girl is if you do camming, it's really hard to collaborate with other people, because I think in the camming world, this applies to like Twitch girl streamers that do like GFE stuff as well. In the camming world, you tend to have really big whales that are very like easily identifiable. And one of the issues that you run into is you don't want to be streaming with another girl, and then one of the whales in your audience switches over to her. People get incredibly ass-pained about that. That's one of the reasons why it is incredibly rare. I don't know if they'll ever admit this or say it publicly, but this is one of the reasons why it's incredibly rare to watch GFE Twitch streamers or cam girls ever collab with each other. They don't want to lose their whales to other girl streamers. Not girl streamers, but people that cam or do GFE stuff. I wonder if Hasan is worried about the same thing, and that's why he doesn't host people with similar political views, because I don't know why he wouldn't have people like Denims or Mike from PA on, other than there's nothing for him to gain and only potentially lose viewers to. I don't know. Did you have any weird or arbitrary rules like that when you were smaller or starting out? No, I've always been like, just because of my life, just like growing up and everything, I'm like a very not cliquey person. I've never been a cliquey person ever. I like talking to lots of different people and shit. I think being cliquey is cringe. But that was true even like in high school and shit. Okay. Unironically, he probably hates them as people because they're literally insufferable. Only the biggest losers are left simping for Hasan for attention. Maybe, I don't know. What correlates with the biggest sub growth for you? Heated debates. I think in my mind, generally what happens is you're looking for large viewership moments on the internet that you afterwards, when you have more eyes on your channel that are coming in, you convert to viewers because they look at the other content and then they stay for it. So my largest growth arc was probably like the red pill arc, but it was probably because I was already like pretty big going into the red pill arc. So like you have a big growth moment and then you do the next arc and then you have a bigger growth moment and then bigger and bigger, but that's just because of like the size you're growing too. But the, yeah. I'm probably not as good at converting viewers as other people. I'm good at converting people into long-term viewers, because if you like my stuff, you're not going to find anything else like it on the internet. There's nobody else like me on the internet that is like super combative, does a ton of research, is willing to go into hostile and friendly environments, and can change up a lot. I think that's one of my greatest abilities. I can change up a lot. I can talk to a lot of different people and like have good conversations. Yeah. So usually, yeah, I don't convert as well from big growth moments. But when I do convert people, they're usually like forever fans, or not forever fans, but they stay longer than most. I feel like Hasan collabs are usually just massive normie streamers that skew generally left, not explicitly political at all, so they're susceptible to his extremist views. Yeah, and he can also try to like, the business word would be convert, the political word would be indoctrinate, but he can try to convert from those audiences as well, yeah. One thing you do really well is engage your audience and speak to your chat way more than any other streamer. Was this a conscious effort from you at the start of your streaming career? Did you develop that over time? I think it's an attitude byproduct thing. Like, I don't want to say like I'm a man of the people, but like I don't like celebrity cringe networking stuff that I've just never really given a fuck about. I just like talking to a ton of different people. I'm not necessarily like trying to up my clout ever. So like most of my friends and people on stream and everything come from just like my audience. I think a lot of streamers will stream to their like the dirty masses, and then when they turn their stream off, they go back and they hang out with their like clouded up friends before they have to like go back Did I have scissors out here? Oh, here. Did you see that Brittany Simon made a weird video on the Ethan and Hasan stuff? She read one Israel-Palestine book and now thinks she knows everything and is backing Hasan. I didn't watch that. It doesn't surprise me. What do you think has been the reason for such a tight DGG community form relative to other streamers? Is it mostly a product of you and the culture you develop, or the chat culture itself? I mean, I tried really hard early on to build a community. Like, it was like a very explicit effort. Like, I hung out a lot in my own chat. I like formed a lot of like community places. There's it's annoying. I'm trying to self-glaze us too much. But they're, broadly speaking, when you're trying to make it in a particular industry, or when you're trying to make it anywhere doing anything, you can either be original or you can ride off the back of like another popular thing. If you ride off the back of another popular thing, the advantage that you get is immediately really big growth, and you get access to a huge pre-made community that's primed to consume that type of content, right? But the issue when you do that is now you have to be in line with the majority opinion in that group, because if you deviate, they're going to abandon you. And two, when, as all groups do over time, when that group naturally kind of like recedes, you're going to lose a lot of your audience unless you've converted people into like core audience members. So for my stuff, like I've always like grown on the outer perimeter of everything, right? Like initially when we did StarCraft, I wasn't like part of Team Liquid. We had to fight a lot for being featured on the website. I was never part of like the Twitch community crews. I was never part of any of the big political movements online. Like I've always kind of like fought with everybody. So the downside of that is like I have a reputation for being a bridge burner, and I've got a reputation for being a contrarian and all that, you know, whatever, because I have my own opinions on things. But the plus side of that, which like over the past few years, I've definitely finally like been reaping the big rewards of. The plus side of that is I have a community that's like completely and totally my own. I can like read an issue and I can have a take on it, and I never have to worry about, am I in line with or am I contradicting some other, you know, big streamer or some other big whatever, because I'm not like part of any large ideological movement. I don't have to worry about what Kamala thinks or what Trump thinks or what whoever Charlie Kirk said or any of that bull. So.
I appreciate that, Destiny.
All right, bye. Remember to hit that like and subscribe, and don't forget the notification bell so that my videos show up right in your feed.